Be one family. So let me apologize to you guys because I got some shit on my goddamn stool over here. Should be fussing later on. Oh well. I owe you an apology because I made it a mental note to talk about Gary, Indiana. And somewhere along the way, I didn't download the videos because usually I download what I want to talk about. So I started there and I go through the clips and I construct a video that moves in a way that makes sense, but it's not repetitive. We're not beating the same drum, and I'm not going back and forth and being all over the place. I owe you an apology because our brothers and sisters are without power. Without power, and been without power for quite some time. And that takes precedence over the Nolan Wells case. Takes precedence over verses. It takes precedence over all the other stuff because we have living people who are actively without a necessity, a basic necessity of life. That's the ability to wash their behind with warm water. That's the ability to charge their phones. You can't really do nothing without the internet. That leaves them vulnerable. Your food begins to spoil unless you got canned goods. We know that's full of sodium. So I owe you an apology for that because I'm supposed to be on that. And granted, I can't do everything. I get it, but that goes up here. And I didn't download the clips and I forgot. And BX, she reminded me because our brother Afro Elite, he did a live on it on TikTok. So we're going to discuss it, B1 family. I want y'all to know and see what's going on directly from someone who's in Gary, Indiana. What's going on?
I just wanted to show y'all how dark it is in Indiana right now. We are currently day 7, no power. Don't even know when our power is going to be restored at this point because the time keeps changing. But let me show y'all how dark it is. There we go. Completely dark. It's not safe. People are breaking in people's houses and everything.
This is so reminiscent of Flint. Flint's water went bad and it stayed bad. B1 family, every place where there's a big concentration of Black Americans, particularly black folk in general, are going to come under constant attack. Do not hesitate on starting a garden. I don't care if you have to get hydroponics and grow your food upward. Don't hesitate on having a generator. Don't hesitate on having a deep freeze. I don't care if you got a chest style deep freeze or upright deep freeze. Get a deep freeze. I have reached out to at least one Black owned, not sure if it's Black American, not sure if it's their FBA. Because they said call them or text them. I did both and hadn't got an answer back. And this was over a week ago. And that was Ratcliffe in Texas. But if you got a local butcher, if they're Black American, rock. If you can't find Black American and you find W, rock. Everyone else, it is what it is. Especially these so-called halal places, as we saw. They are attacking us in any way, shape, form, or fashion. All right. You need to have hand tools and specialized tools. Don't need to say anything further. You need to know how to work on your vehicle to an extent. You need to know how to do basic repairs to an extent, right? We have to be multifaceted. All right. You ain't got to do everything, but you need to know how to do more than a couple things. know how to do more than 4 or 5 things. You need to be multifaceted. When the starter on my motorcycle went out and I found I could get parts for it, for the whole assembly, I was like, I'll just order the parts I need. Well, the problem was, it was the magnets. Nobody stateside made the magnets, so I had to buy a new starter, bought a third party. However, I'm comfortable enough taking this starter apart if I need to, and if I can get magnets, I'm comfortable enough to replace the magnets, put the starter back together, and put it back in the bike and be able to roll on. Fuel pump, water pump, alternator. The only things I haven't done on my truck were the rear main seal, the timing chain, and a lot of more of the internal components. But other than that, I changed the fluids on the rear diff, on the transfer case, oil, things of that nature. Multifaceted. I've replaced brake calipers and bled the lines. They are going to continually attack us, B1 family, and you need to be able to get your family moved around if you need to, and be able to get to supplies if you need to. Let's say you live like I live, you may not have a lot of space. You may have a garage, but not a lot of space, and you don't want to overload it. That's cool. You need to be locked in with some FBA brothers and sisters in your town that can do certain things you can't. Let's say you able to grow greens and carrots and things of that nature really well, but they're able to grow potatoes or whatever very well. All right, cool. You make that work. We need to be on that. When folk are trying to get healthy, they poison the food. We've seen this before. This happened in the 90s. Remember, we tried to get a little healthy. Everybody was eating salads, little packaged salads, and all of a sudden, there was an issue with the packaged salads, all kind of E. coli, salmonella, all that stuff in there. These folk, the Dominant Society is about pillaging your pockets at all times. And if you're an FBA, they want to pillage your pockets while subjugating you and or harming you physically. No matter if it's a little bit of harm or if it leads to you leaving this earth. Quit playing. And I'm saying it for myself. I need to get some more things up in here. There's some things I can do, but there's some things I don't have, and I'm not going to say what they are. Because if there's somebody from Dominant Society listening, I don't need them trying to find a way to thwart me from doing that. And B1 family, let's be honest, you haven't seen any national coverage of this because that's not what they do when it comes to us. We have to beat the drum. We have to be the ones to talk about it. And shout out to Keith Lee. Even Keith Lee has been on this.
Gary, Indiana, been without power for 8 days. We was talking about doing a food tour in the Midwest because we're going to Chicago next year for our festival. How we going to do a food tour in the Midwest and Gary ain't had no power and ain't nobody talking about it? I, for one, have not seen anybody else outside of Gary, Indiana talk about what's going on in Gary, Indiana. And I don't like it. And if you know me, you know I put my money where my mouth is. So today alone, we've been on the phone with the mayor's office to see if there's ways we can get involved. We've been on the phone with Salvation Army to see if we can get a Salvation Army truck and just drive around and pass out necessities, goods, anything that we can get our hands on.
I like where he's going. I like the direction he's headed. Don't know about the Salvation Army. They're a little janky. Are there any grassroots groups that are out there that are getting things moving that we can support? If y'all know anybody, you got family out there, hey, man, my cousin, this is an organization, here's a website, this is how we can support, let me know. I ain't got a lot, but I'll donate something. And I'm going to post on my community wall. Y'all know my community wall get popping. When I post something, man, y'all show out. When BX need us to sign petitions and stuff like that, y'all see what happened. Now we get forms out. We got forms out here, and I'm going to show you guys a copy. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like, but we got forms out here that designate Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, and there's specific ethnic designations on these forms for us to sign and check off. So we got power, and we get the ball rolling, and we move that needle. Whichever way we need to go, we're gonna make it go. So let us know in the comments who we need to look at, their website. They gotta have a website. They gotta have somewhere we can go. And we'll do what we can.
Now I'm not only making this video to say, if you in Indiana and you know any ways we can get involved, please let me know. I'm also making this video to say, I think this should be national news. And it's crazy to me that it's not being talked about.
Brother Keith Lee, black folk being in peril or dealing with perilous events don't move the algorithm. It's not algorithm worthy. They don't give a damn about us, brother. Our dearly departed brother Michael Joseph Jackson said it. All I really know is that they don't really care about us. And he wasn't lying.
All the stuff y'all talk about on social media nowadays, everybody got a think piece on everything. Why not a think piece on the fact that communities that look like myself been out with power for 8 days?
Because the dominant society wants to uproot the black folk in Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana has historic presence, the birthplace of Michael Joseph Jackson, Janet Demeter Joe Jackson, Tito Jackson. I don't know his middle name. I'm pretty sure there's a J in there because all of them had Joe somewhere in there. Tito Jackson, Jermaine, Marlon, Reby, the birthplace of the Jacksons. That's the most notable thing off top. I'm pretty sure there's other things or other people who are from Gary, Indiana that hold historic value. They want that. Everywhere we have been rooted and great things come from, they want it. Great Dismal Swamp. Come on now. Have you guys ever been? Try to go. See what happens. They want Memphis bad. They want Memphis so bad. They want to get you out of Charleston. They want to get you out of Durham. I remember when I was working for Siemens. This was year 2020, 2019 or early 2021. No, it was 2019. Had to be 2019 because COVID hit in 2020 and we couldn't go nowhere. I was there in training when I saw them building the highway through the neighborhood, one of the neighborhoods in Durham, which is probably completed by now. Anywhere we are, they starve us of resources. They make sure the people who want to bring opportunities there can't bring the opportunities there. Paint us in a bad light. Make sure we can get the guns. Make sure we can get the drugs. And then come through when they deem the property value super low and then build everything they want to in there and push us out to a new area so they can do it all over again.
Gary, Indiana, we will see y'all in a minute. The Midwest Food Tour is officially starting, and it's starting with y'all. God bless you. Have an amazing day. I'll be safe. This is my announcement. We will be there soon. Again, any way we can help, please let me know. We want to show up in the best way we possibly can. We don't want to just show up for the fact of showing up. So if you can let us know what's the best way to show up, I will forever be appreciative and grateful. I appreciate y'all.
Shout out to Keith Lee. Shout out to that young brother doing something. We don't see these people who have millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars, sometimes even billions, do. They won't talk about it unless they're connected to the Democrats, and the Democrats say, hey, we need you to show up at this bruncheon / luncheon / party / gala / we might talk about them niggas. We're going to get them to go out and come out and vote for sure. But yeah, you come out for this. You know what I'm saying? We're going to drink and eat and all that. That's the only time they'll pop out. So shout out to our brother Keith Lee for speaking up about this. California Department of Human Resources. CalHAR. What's that right there? What's that being circled? Black or African American, a descendant of a person or persons who were enslaved in the United States? Oh. Not a descendant of a person or persons who were enslaved in the United States, including but not limited to African Black, Caribbean Black, or other Black. Descendant status is unknown or choose not to identify. Ooh. They say so goes New York, so goes the nation. So goes California, so goes the nation. This is the needle we move. So on behalf of Gary, Indiana, we can get some shit popping. No. We're going to get some shit popping. On behalf of our brothers and sisters in Gary. At the same time, we want family because I'm starting to see more of the coonery and buffoonery from the old nigga contingent, male or female. We are going to make sure we correct them and let them know that a lot of stuff we're dealing with now is because they were too busy partying, shaking their ass, snorting dope, and sleeping with white folk because that's what they wanted.
So a car was pew-pewed over 25 times by the University of Memphis. People can say what they want to say and get mad and be like, oh, well, there's crime everywhere. Yeah, you're right. But I'm sick of y'all trying to compare this place to places like Chicago, like big cities.
Ma'am, respectfully or disrespectfully, no matter how you take it, it don't matter if it's a big city or a little city. Crime is crime. When you are starving people for opportunities, when you're starving them and depleting them of their resources, they're going to do whatever they got to do to survive. If that means the person got pulled up with a 9-iron and put up to your head and say, give me what you got in your wallet or on your neck or on your wrist or on your fingers, they're going to do it. These are last ditch effort situations. Well, Victor, how do you know, man? These cats, they go in, they be stored. Yeah, they stored. Until the judge tell them how many years they've been sitting behind bars. All of a sudden, wait, 30, 40 years, 50, 60 years, double life. I saw today, I didn't even download the post. Buddy got life with an additional 490 years. So if your spirit reincarnates to be 100 years old, you would have to reincarnate 5 times after your first life sentence to be able to work off the extra 490 years. And you would only get 10 years of that free. So miss me with that, but I'm gonna let you continue.
You could sit Memphis inside of Chicago probably I don't know how many times. People are not realizing Memphis is not even that big. Memphis is a different type of special. Talk your ass off. Talk your ass off. And yeah, like I said, there's a lot of things that I like about Memphis. I love the culture. But the crime is off the chain. It's another type of let's see the word. Another type of special.
You said that twice. You said it was a different type of special twice now. Okay.
It's sad because Memphis is literally not that big, and you have all these people, just being unalived every single day. You can't go nowhere.
Exactly. You're in a more compact area. Emotions run high. It's hot. People can't afford stuff. People watch people look like they got more money than them. They don't see no opportunities. They get that quiet late night email, hey, thank you for applying for this job, but you didn't get it. Now you crash out. So what are you talking about, man? What are you doing to fix that, though? Besides complaining about it.
Nowhere here in Memphis and feel safe. And I get it. Yes, crime is happening everywhere. But people is not realizing there are individuals that's from Memphis that walks around saying, it's only in Memphis. Only in Memphis. That's all you hear. Only in Memphis. Only in Memphis. Because they right. Memphis is not even that big, y'all.
Somebody Nana figured out the record function on her phone. Ma'am, every city says that. Every city that has a concentration of black folk, they have been depraved and deprived and restricted and depleted of resources and opportunities. They say only in Milwaukee. only in Arlington, Texas, only in Dallas, Texas. Only if you put only in, you'll find a whole bunch of black folk in a whole bunch of black cities across the United States saying the same thing, the same exact thing, because we're all suffering from white supremacy, making sure we don't have. At the same time, we're all suffering from Negroes wanting to vote in a black face in high place that is working for white supremacy. They might be laying in bed with the dominant society. But you get them to come out there and you're like, oh, they black. Oh, yeah, black, black, black. Mayor Paul Young's wife is white, Caucasian. Don't believe me? Google it. Google it. What's that old saying? You can't sleep white and be pro-black. This Negro ain't worrying about black folk like that. He's happy to be making $210,000 a year with his recent raise. Google it. Google it.
And off the mother effing chain. And I'll wait. I don't want to hear nobody coming up to me. Don't be talking about my city while I'm talking about it. It's a whole nother type of special. We'll leave then. I'm banking on it.
Third time, or was it the fourth time she said a different type of special? Ma'am, y'all keep voting in these ski-wees, these yip-yips, these roofs, and all these other divine individuals that don't give a damn about the people. Memphis, I'm calling y'all on this one. Y'all keep voting in these Negroes who are making sure their fellow line brothers and sisters are going to get a bag with them. They don't give a damn about the city. Y'all are last on their plate to deal with. And they only deal with you when it's election season. It's midterms for the Democrats. Paul Young is a Democrat. Lee Harris is a Democrat. Of course, they fixing the road so they can so when it's time to come vote for their fellow Democrats, because you think they ain't trying to move up in the Democratic ladder? So when it's come time to vote, they can look, we fix the streets. Look what we doing. They could have been did this. How long had these Negroes been mayor? The same mayor, and I'm gonna do a video on it. I got the clips. I'm gonna do a video on it. The same mayor that was talking about old XAI is gonna be a great opportunity for Memphians. You don't know now Memphian that works at the AI data center that does anything. They don't sweep the dirt around the building, let alone make sure the system's running right, the place is staying cool. Memphians ain't getting nothing out of XAI but a larger electric bill. Thank you, Tennessee Valley Authority.
Y'all just keep it up. Just keep it up. There's not going to be anyone allegedly here in Memphis even left. I'm for real. Y'all unaliving everyone. I'm just being for real. Just keep on keeping it up. But then want to get mad because the National Guard is here. The National Guard is not enough, baby. People said that before they got here. Like, what are they gonna do? That's not enough. They need more. Like, they need more than the National Guard to clean up Memphis. I'm so sorry, but it's true.
Incorrect. It needs more FBA brothers and sisters who think like I think, that'll rally the people, that are exposing who's in charge and who's running things and how they think. My fellow, I can't even say I'm a full Memphian yet, but Memphians, when you riding around, start taking note of all the Zeta Phi Betas, Delta Sigma Thetas, aka A Phi A, Kappa Alpha Psi, Omega Psi Phi, Sigma Gamma Rho plates and placards you see on these license plates. Easter Star. These are folk that have dual allegiances, and their allegiance go first to their line brothers and sisters and opportunities that's supposed to afford them when moving up. And they got to move up, they got to step on somebody's head. Guess whose heads they've been stepping on for the longest time? You, your pops, your grandfather, so forth and so on. Y'all want to change it? Start demanding tangibles. When Dr. Martin Luther, or should I say diet, Dr. Martin Luther King, Justin Pearson gets up there. Hey, we cool on that, bro. We want to know about this policy. When Akbar gets up there, yeah, that's cool. Hold on, let me sit down so I can see you eye to eye. Let's talk policy. When any of them get in your face talking about, vote, what are your policies? How are we gonna benefit? Get them on wax. Once you start doing that, you realize when they start humming and hemming and start talking this broad stroke, oh, we got these plans that are gonna work for black people, and then when people of color get this, that, and other, or minority groups get shut it down because that's not for the city. Memphis has been and will always be majority FBA, in particular, and black in general. That only changes. Y'all keep electing these Negroes that are more adept in doing a step with their line brothers and sisters than serving the community. You gotta cut it out. And to finish this video off, I want you to know how powerful the places that we tend to congregate to are. So I didn't know that Maurice White was from Memphis. Didn't know that. Shout out to our sister Z Shanae. I'm gonna tag her, and I'm actually gonna tag her in the description, or make this a collaborative video since I'm using her content. But shout out to her. She broke this down.
The days when Maurice White was studying astrology.
The elements in my charts is earth, air, and fire. There's no water. So I was trying to think of a name of the group, and so I decided to call it fire, and it didn't sound right to me. So the chart was right there, and they had the other two elements. So I said, well, I'll just call it earth, wind. I changed wind, air to wind, and there's the name.
For Earth, Wind, and Fire fans, they're thrilled that the band is back as a major element in the music world.
Yeah, it's your girl Z, and I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. A lot of people don't know that Earth, Wind, and Fire, the founder, Maurice White, is straight from Memphis, Tennessee. This Memphis soil, South Memphis to be exact, Foot Homes, and a BTW graduate. Maurice knew exactly what I am talking about today, that the earth elements, earth, air, fire, water, and the spirit commands the earth, is very important in physical manifestation. We literally can be in reality. He was also the composer. He composed all the music. He composed all the album covers, etc. And he was very tapped into spirituality. And this is how I know it. Everything is already in us.
Myself as an individual to realize my total potential, in the sense of speaking. And also, from another sense, it came from a part of me wanting to render itself to humanity. That's why we have the message music and the whole thing of associating us with a spirituality concept. You know what I'm saying?
The answers are in our DNA, and this is why it's important to reach our highest form of spirituality so that the answers can come to us. Sometimes messages are all around us, up to us to be able to decode them. Say that Mother Earth is magic, Mother Earth is magic, and you're made up of everything that composes of Mother Earth. We're also magic. Now, as I get into this Memphis code, let's talk about it. 666 plus Earth, Wind, and Fire. We already covered 66 to you one more time. 36 Mafia, 666. 666 is the atomic number for carbon-12, the blueprint of flesh in physical manifestation. We are 666 carbon-12 in physical form in the natural world. Like I stated in my last video, carbon-12 is the building block of all organic life on the planet. So 666. Let's add Earth, Wind, and Fire to my equation. Mother Earth, 5 elements, which is the 5-point star, which is the natural applied science that they all use in magic. Carbon atom cannot manifest and exist out of thin air. So in order for Mother Earth to be able to create a natural living person, we have to be fueled by these 5 elemental properties of Mother Earth. Again, water. Air provides the breath and sound frequency that we let off in the air element. Earth provides the raw ingredients that we need and the minerals that we need in the earth and the soil to be able to charge up and to fully get everything that we need in terms of thriving and surviving. Of course, our spirit that sits at the top of the apex that controls and commands the earth. Fire provides the sun and the thermal energy that we need to be able to charge up this carbon body. It means all of these elements were living biological vehicles, so to speak. We are the walking elements. When you stack my formula together with 36 Mafia and 666 plus our group Earth, Wind, and Fire, we are the original people, Black America, but created the carbon-12 copy of us in physical manifestation. I'll be back with another video.
Shout out to our sister. She broke it all the way down. We've always grown up here in 666. And ooh, shoot, when you're spooky. But when you break it down scientifically, you realize, okay, that's just another way of making us feel bad about ourselves. And we shouldn't feel bad about ourselves. Now, B1 family, I want to end this on a high note. We're going to celebrate this FBA sister and how she handled this negress coming to our establishment, trying to be disrespectful, trying to cause hay, or try to cause a commotion. She handled it with grace and poise, and I think she deserves our business if you live out in the Carolinas.
I had a really long day today, but since some of y'all want to come in here and be funny, I'm about to be hilarious. This woman is not welcome in Sweet Gigi's Bakery anymore. I don't know who she is. I don't know what her problem was, but she was a huge pest. And before I show the video of what she did, I'm going to set the scene. So she and two friends came in. The two friends were great. They were fine. This was their first time in, but the one in the green shirt kept going on and on about not wanting old, stale cake. She wanted fresh cake. Where she's getting this from, I don't know, because it's their first time in. You've never tried anything, so why are you talking about old and stale cake? So she's giving my cashier a hard time. And I noticed, and so I came out because I was going to swap with her and take over, because you're not going to give them a hard time. You're going to try me, but you're not going to give my employees a hard time. So when I realized what was going on, I went over and got a bag. And you can tell her friend knew that she had gone over the line because the friend said something.
Yeah. Please don't ban them. I will. Break that picture out. Put it right there. No service. We don't know. I know, because I saw good.
This is what she did. When the cashier looked away, she reached around and grabbed the cake that they had not paid for yet, opened it up, and dug her hand in and took a hunk out to taste it. Who does that? Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, what if you didn't like it? Then what? You just gonna walk off and leave a half-eaten cake?
Oh my God.
And this is up close in case you didn't.
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
So I know she's going to see this because her friend found us on TikTok. She can show her. But you weren't raised right. Something is obviously wrong. And I didn't know if maybe you were a little off in the head or not, because I wasn't going to say anything. But I was like, you know what? She's a grown woman and she has an issue. You can see it on her face that something's wrong. But don't bring that energy back up in the bakery. You're not welcome. You can go find your cake at the grocery store, wherever you used to go get it from. I'm glad you got a piece today and you enjoyed it, but we don't get down like that over here. That was rude and uncalled for. We don't have stale cake. This is our case at the end of the day. You see, sold out. We can't keep cake long enough to get stale. So please get over yourself and find somewhere else to go. Anyway, y'all are welcome to come check us out. We're at 631B Hardin Street in 5 Points. The menu changes every week. We always have red velvet and Kentucky butter. We have cinnamon rolls on Saturdays. And I even take requests when y'all ask nicely. If you want something, I'll put it on the menu next week. I don't mind. I'm flexible, but not for her. You can keep your behind in the car. All right, bye.
Columbia, South Carolina, stand up. FBA all day and be one.